Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Welcome to the show. I am your co-host, Breezy Universe.
And I'm your co-host, Episdoe.
Welcome to the Conduit. Yes, welcome to We Conduit. Welcome.
So, the title of today's show, Who Are You?
The title, yes, Who Are You? Who are you? Interesting. I think it's always interesting.
Yeah. This show is definitely going to go in depth into the question in itself. Who are you? Because most people don't hear that question a lot unless it's from a stranger, but it's a little bit different when it's coming from you. So this show is definitely going to delve into that, and let's get it started.
So
what we're going to do is we're going to give a brief introductory session on who we are as co-hosts, as individuals, and we'll then, pose the question to the viewers, the listener. Who are you? So, Bree, you ready?
I am. This has been definitely a long time coming. But to introduce myself, I am Breezy Universe. A lot of people call me Bree. From the city of Philadelphia, Philly raised, Philly born. So I'm a city girl, not like the actual rapper City Girls, but I am from the city of Philadelphia and it's city life. I am a hairstylist and I do natural hair. Been doing natural hair since, I want to say, about 2014. So I fell in love with natural hair because, I definitely got tired of the perm creamy crack, and I was interested in seeing what my own texture would do. And that got me into thinking about, the natural side of things got me into thinking about, who am I that I have to constantly cover up my natural hair? And what is my natural hair like? And I started to dig into myself and ask myself the who am I questions internally. I've always been a searcher. I've always been a searcher of spiritualities and different religions and trying to understand history and all of that good stuff. So I'm a searcher at heart. And when I found natural hair, it just it clicked for me. But I also realized too that I like to speak, and I didn't realize how much I like to speak. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I didn't realize how much I like to speak. And I'm very friendly. I'm very personable to people that I feel comfortable around. But also when I'm talking to people, new people, I like to ask questions and get their mind going. So I'm very talkative when, the topic is right and the mood is right and the energies are vibing. So definitely speaking just kind of I said, why not just do a podcast and talk about my experiences and things that go on in my world or the things that I see. So speaking just it's slowly becoming more of a natural thing for me because I do like to be a loner sometimes. But I also am a part of this world and I have an opinion. So here I am speaking with Episdoe, and together we decided to come together and do this conduit thing. And now I'm just happy that I decided to take a leap of faith because sometimes, I just have a time with sometimes second guessing what I know I should be doing. And in this moment, I'm really proud of myself because I'm actually doing what I said I was going to do. So nobody knows this but me, but this is like a happy moment that I'm experiencing. So see the way.
Yes.
Who is See the Way? Because first of all, I feel like See the Way is the name itself. See the Way is just so like definitely dope.
Well, thank you. I was kind of given that name. I guess to get started with my introduction for myself, my name is See the Way. I'm from Monroe, Louisiana. That's in the country. That's in the South. It's both city and country. It's interesting. But I was born and raised here. I have traveled and lived other places for the majority of my life. I'll say this. I do many things. If you ask my occupation. I grew up very quiet. I was an observer. I always was a listener. Took in a lot of information. I'll just say that I came up in a situation where observation and listening became a survival tactic.
Right.
For me, as you know, as an individual, as a child, I have not had a. I'll just say I had an interesting childhood. I don't have any family relatives or anything like that alive. Everyone's deceased. So I've kind of always been a loner. And in being a loner, you have a lot of thoughts to yourself. So I've always got had that opportunity to ask myself, who am I? Not who I am around other people, but the person that you are when it's just you. Like, who are you? Questions have been kind of a theme in my life. I'm currently working on the documentary called Who's My Mom? Because I grew up without having any knowledge of my mother. So questions have always been a theme in my thought. And questions bring answers. And answers bring knowledge and wisdom and understanding and everything that comes with that. So this show is really about me finally getting that chance to kind of speak and relate to people in a way that I've kind of always had an intuition that I was supposed to be doing. I always grew up, and people, when I would say something, because I was quiet, when I would say something, it would be very rare. And when I said something, it always meant something to somebody. Like, it always made people pause and look and say, who said that?
Right.
And they see it's me, and it's like, so I've heard throughout my life that I've always had a voice. When I speak, people always say, hey, you need to, other people need to hear this. You need to say that. Like, you need to say that to the world. Like, you need to do this big. As one youngster I recall him saying, hey, man, you should be doing this big, like filling up stadiums, because people need to hear this. And we can do it. This show, this podcast is the start of that. So that's my reason for doing this.
Yeah.
and I'm glad to finally initiate that action and just see where this goes. Just have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Conversation, and that's what I feel like We Conduit is framed around, like the fact that we can come together and have conversations about what's going on around us. We have a lot of people in the world like that talk at us, like, but we want to be involved in the conversation and have our opinion because we live these lives and we have these experiences. We share these experiences together. So why not come together and be able to talk about things? So definitely that was the mental behind forming We Conduit, We Can Do It. And that's the brand. That's the lifestyle, us coming together. Because we only are as strong as we're only as strong as our foundation. So, yeah, definitely. So, what were you saying?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, this show is definitely about not only, it's about solutions, but the first step and the first key in getting to solutions is accurately diagnosing the problem. So we don't just talk about problems on the show, but we actually talk about problems in an objective, constructive way in order to get to a solution. And I think that's something that's rare. A lot of people just kind of get stuck on the problems. Here, the focus, the objective is the solution, to come up with solutions that work, that we can implement and make real change with.
Absolutely. Agreed.
So, we're now at the part of the show where we talk about the show. What is the We Conduit show? What is it? What is this purpose? What is this objective? What is this goal? What is this mission? So, Bree, if you'd like to elaborate on that a little bit.
Definitely reaching out to people and hearing everybody else's, you know, solutions, like you said. Solution is what it is. And the only way to get to a solution is to address the issues that we have. So that's first and foremost. There are some issues that's going on around us that we have to address in order to give it a solution. So there's that. Also, making it clear that we want to put a motto of uplifting the future, which is the children. I think sometimes the children get lost in everything that's going on around us. So building an uplift in our youth is definitely something that's, you know, heavy on my spirit. What about you?
Well, as it relates to my reasoning or point of view on the objective or what this show is, it's a platform for constructive, objective, and unbiased conversation about issues that relate to not only individuals, but us as a society, us as a people, us as a race, and many things beyond. This show is about many things. It's an open platform to have conversation that is often censored, often subjugated, suppressed.
Right.
This show represents freedom. This show represents hope. This show represents passion and compassion for achieving change in a positive, direction, and just everybody individually being leaders, inspiring others to be themselves as leaders, and that's how we can lead ourselves out of this, out of the situation that we're in.
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think one might take, like the first step a person may take into understanding? Because the topic of the day is, who are you, right? So what do you think the steps a person would take to better get to know themselves if they haven't really taken the time to do so?
Well, it takes time to yourself, by yourself, in order to know yourself.
Right.
It's very difficult to focus in and tune in on your individual self, like who you are, like not the version of you that's comfortable for everyone else, that's comfortable for society, that's comfortable for your family, that's comfortable for your kids, that's comfortable for your spouse. Like, who are you? Like, the person you were when you came here. Because you were a person. You just grew into consciousness of who you were. And things might have happened to you along the way that molded and might have changed or had an influence on who you are. But that doesn't change the everlasting fact that you are who you are. So the question, who are you, is a question that requires solitude, intimacy, aloneness, if you want to use that word, to be by yourself, which is very difficult for people to do. People even take their phone to the bathroom. To really, be by yourself.
Right.
That's the first step in answering that question.
Yeah. Some people are afraid to be alone. I definitely can attest to that. It took me some time to get that. Not so much on the being at home part, because I'm a easy homebody, but just always having to be around people. Things happen in life and through experiences that had forced me to say, wait a minute, you need to assess your situation and who you're around, or who you call your friends, or who you really love, and who is really showing you love. And, all of that assessment starts to take place, and you start to really quiet yourself down and get in tune with what's really going on with you. And some of it, too, is the fact that we don't address the things that we've experienced that may have happened to us on a negative side, because we so busy with the get up and go mentality that we don't sit down and think about the trauma we've endured as children that transformed into now the adult version of us. So we continue to push on as if nothing is wrong, and we lash out in ways that aren't normal. And this is all from not sitting down and focusing on what's going on with you and who you are and what's built you from then all the way up till today. Some of it, baggage, whatever the case may be. But the fact is, getting down and low and into and grounded in yourself is a major importance. So the fact that we're even having this conversation as a start is just brilliant to me, because it really does make you think, who am I? Am I somebody that has to wear a mask all day, every day, just to fit in, just to say I'm cool with somebody? Or am I really real? Because we like to throw that phrase around too, I'm real, or she real, or he real. But are they really? Or is that a mask? Is that a persona that they're showing you so that they can make it through the day or through whatever's going on in their lives. So definitely keep that in mind. I would suggest, who are you? Ask yourself that regularly.
Right. Yeah, definitely, who am I?
Yeah.
Like I said, question you have to ask about yourself. Definitely, it's difficult to do that these days, even with social distancing, because you can't social distance from, your household if you're not the only member, So it's a deeper question as to ask yourself by yourself. Like I said, the second step to that is, simultaneously as you're saying, okay, who am I? You kind of gotta ask, what am I?
Elaborate.
Am I a human being? Am I flesh and blood? Or am I a spirit? Am I a energy source? Am I a individual, a spiritual individual, having a human experience inside of a flesh and human body? Because it's a difference. The part that makes it hard to be you is because you're living in that fleshly, that human frequency or energy, as opposed to understanding and being conscious that, hey, I'm more than this body. I'm just the driver. I'm just the operator of this body. So I am not what happens to me. I'm not what happens to this body. I am not my past experiences. What happened to this body, the trauma, the physical abuse, the sexual abuse, the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse, that happened to the body. It just so happened to be that the spirit and the soul was inside and felt it and reacted to it. And you're attached to what happens to you, yes, but you are not what happened to you. And I think that's a very important point in opening your mind up to really think about who you are. Because to know what you're not is really 50% of answering who you are. Knowing what you're not kind of answers what you are. And knowing who you're not kind of answers who you are. Are you not true? Are you not virtuous? Are you not of strong character?
Right.
Are you not talkative? Are you not, what I'm saying? Just figuring out what you're not is a big part in finding out who you are. It's a process of elimination. So it's very important to answer the question, what am I? Am I what happens to me, or am I the person that is happening to? Therefore, you empower yourself into saying, I can be proactive in fixing and trying to resolve and trying to repair myself in result of what happened, in response of what happened. Because it might not have been your fault. It's your responsibility to, heal yourself. I heard a book that says that it's all power in your hands. Well, yours is referring to you, that individual self. So we have the ability to fix ourselves, to heal ourselves, to mend ourselves. And, a big key to that is realizing what you are and who you are.
Very important. Very, very important. Wow. I think too, like when you said it's not your fault what happened to you. I think a lot of people hold on to like a lot of shame and regret and
Right.
just disappointment in themselves. So, and like people say sometimes either you're your own worst enemy or you're your hardest critic. Sayings like those. Or why sometimes it's so hard for us to really look at ourselves, because it's easier to just like say whatever, I'm not the problem, or whatever, I'm just going to stuff this down, I'm not going to dissect it, I'm not going to heal from it. But in the meantime, you still moving around feeling fake, feeling not yourself, uncomfortable in your own skin. And it's not a way to live.
Right. And we have to understand that whatever problems that we've experienced and went through, just like we're connected to the problem because the problem affects us, we are also the solution. We're also connected to the solution. And that's a way to kind of, inspire, motivate yourself to, deal with these unresolved issues. Because, you can't avoid them forever. A lot of these early experiences are the barriers to us really becoming our greatest version as it comes to knowing who we are. See, that's the importance of knowing who you are, because once you know who you are and simultaneously what you are, you then understand your purpose. If you look at a hammer, you know what its purpose is. Like, okay, that's a hammer. It's supposed to apply trauma and pressure to things. You know what I mean? So it's like you use it for that purpose, and it works for that purpose. So knowing yourself, almost like a tool or an accessory. I don't know if that was the right term, but just knowing that you are a part of this whole thing that works, that's called life. Like, if you're here, you have a purpose to be here.
Right.
Which also goes back to knowing who you are. Once you know who you are, you know your purpose. And once you know your purpose, you can go forward in life with direction and a goal, which is to be the greatest version of whatever you are, according to your purpose, to be the greatest version of that, like, ever. Why would we be made or created to be mediocre or average? Everybody doesn't have the same gift, but everybody has a gift. Everybody has a skill. Everybody has a talent. Like, a skill you can acquire in school. A gift, you came here with it. That's why I call it a gift. It's like a present. Like, okay, here's what you're made to do. Here's the tools that you need in order to do your job. Have at it. Have fun. So that's the essence in knowing who you are.
And that's like, too, the key is to hone in, like you said, on your natural, God-given, universal talent, like whatever you're natural at doing. Because I know I have a natural ability for my voice. I have a great singing voice. I've been told multiple times, like, you have a voice made for the phone. Like, you have a voice made for talking, a voice made to be heard, And I'm always singing everywhere I go, anywhere I go. In the salon, every song that comes on the radio, I'm singing it. Like, so one of my gifts that I have been, I can attest to what I've been lacking on is using my voice. And that's why I said in the beginning, like, this is like a real, like, excitement for me that I'm actually doing something with my voice. This is important to me. This is a milestone for me that I have been pushing on the back burner because of whatever distractions that I chose in my life that kept me from using my voice. Now I'm using it, and it actually feels really good to be using my voice, to be saying what I think, my opinions, or even when I'm singing songs or hearing myself. For a long time, I didn't want to, like, sing it because I'm, stage fright, all that good stuff. But now I'm starting to gear myself up because I took, and I am continuing, because this is a work in progress. Nothing is perfect. You're going to have thoughts of, I can't do it. But the trick is to constantly inspire yourself, to constantly motivate yourself, not to think negatively about yourself. And that's what I've been, like, really, really working on and honing in on is, how I feel when I'm around people, and also what am I saying to myself? What conversations am I having with myself to uplift myself? Because sometimes thinking negatively, it's not even a sometimes. Thinking negatively, period, brings you down mentally and keeps you in a dark space. And that's never a good place to be.
Right. Thoughts definitely create reality. So
yeah,
watch what you think and watch what you even say to yourself. Because words are powerful. Because, like I said, we are more than this body. We're not just flesh and blood. We are energy. We are spirit. And there's things that come with that a lot of us don't really understand or comprehend to the point of using it to actually empower ourselves and make our true desires and dreams a reality. And that's what this show is about. We Conduit, the connection of two energies, whether it be positive and negative. Like, your battery in your car has a positive and a negative pulse, and it's used equally to create electricity, current. So this show is about creating the exact balance needed in order to create a spark, to initiate a start in the process of getting started, moving forward. Because once you turn the car on, it's time to go, right?
Right. Time to hit the gas.
So this show is about initiating that start. And, right now this engine is not kicking. And we have to diagnose the problem to see what's really wrong with it so that we can get it started, so we can move forward. So, from my perspective, that's the purpose of this show. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why the first episode again, Who Are You? It really does matter. It matters what you feel about you. It matters who you are, because you matter. Like, we matter. We are spiritual beings, and we should be more so acting like it as opposed to living on autopilot because we want to suppress some mental baggage or drama or trauma that we are experiencing or have experienced. So definitely check into who you are. That's a question. Again, ask yourself. Who are you?
Right.
Who am I?
Exactly. This is the key to finding our individual power. This is the key to finding our true purpose, our true life path. Don't you want to get on your true life path so that you can, do what you're naturally here to do? Like when Michael Jackson picked up the microphone, he found why he was here. When Mike Tyson picked up his gloves, he realized why he was here. When Michael Jordan picked up the basketball, he then knew this is why I was created. What you're here to do is so natural. It's so obvious you can't see it. And it's what you do every day. Or it's that one thing that you think about doing every day, and you suppress these feelings and these emotions, and you don't get to experience and actually do what you're here to do. Like, all of the answers are in you. The reason why you're not finding the answers to your questions is because you're looking everywhere else except where the answer is. And the answer is in you. And you can do it. And together, we can do it.
We can do it. Yep. Yep. I mean, if I could drop a bomb on it, that's where I would drop the bomb.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know. Have we covered everything?
I mean,
we covered who we are.
First episode, yep. I feel like
we covered what the show is about, and we covered. We posed the question to the audience. Who are you? I challenge you to think about that question. Put time, put focus, put emotion, put energy into that question. And come back next episode with more of an idea of who you are.
Yes, absolutely. Even if you have to write it down, because sometimes writing it down puts it in, like when you put something in ink sometimes, that just solidifies it. So even if you have to write it down, write what disturbs you, write your traumas down.
Writing is good.
Writing is amazing. Writing is very, relaxing and therapeutic. So I would implore anybody to just get a notebook. It doesn't have to be called a diary. It could just be called your journal of thoughts or whatever, and just write down, what makes you tick, what the things you like, the things you don't like, the things you'll tolerate, the things you won't tolerate. Because boundaries are important, too. So that's another topic, but definitely, really get into you.
If you don't like writing, start a blog.
Exactly. There's room in this internet game for everybody. Get it out there. Start your own community of people that you can, reverberate positive energy towards and get some really good, solid advice if you need it, and stay in tune to you. Being in tune with yourself.
Exactly. And you are not your avatar.
At all.
You are not your Facebook profile. That might represent you, but that is not you. When you get blocked on Facebook, you're not blocked in real life. Your life doesn't stop. I mean, some people react to it that way, but you are not your profile. You are not your, account. That platform, however, has been utilized kind of out of necessity these days for a person to have their own platform, for a person to have their own place to speak, their own stage, so to speak, to voice their opinion and to interact with those who feel likewise. That stage used to be your body, you, wherever you were. Like, your opinion mattered no matter where you stood in life. Now, you need followers in order to be heard. Now you need likes in order to be accepted. You see where they've taken us? Like, they've taken our power to be opinionated individuals away from us and placed it on a platform. Now you need a profile.
Yep.
Otherwise, you don't exist.
Yes. Is that not the truth? And then if you say
problem.
something for real, you get censored. Like, they shut you down quick. Like, that ain't what we want you to be talking about, ma'am or sir.
Another reason why we're doing this show, at least for me personally, social media platforms they're not nice to me. As our president would say, they banned me. I'm on my 6th Facebook ban this year, so that definitely was an inspiration.
Wait, what number? What number band are you on?
I'm on my 6th one. It's October, and yeah, I'm working on 6 rings like Michael Jordan. You know, it's an accomplishment because they don't ban negativity. They don't ban lies. So I take it as a compliment.
As you should. And that only tells you, like somebody said to me once, like, you ain't really talking about nothing if you ain't been banned yet. Like, like if they ain't trying to cut your page off, if they not trying to shut you down, like, you just staying under the radar, or you just talking like Matrix, like just go with the sheeple.
Yeah, I've almost simultaneously been banned on every like social media platform. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm banned on Twitter now. I'm suspended on Twitter now. So, and Facebook, I just got out of Facebook jail like a week ago. So, yeah, it's one of those things to where,
Facebook,
your voice needs to be heard, and this isn't the place for it to be heard. That's what that says. That's a problem. So the solution is the We Conduit show.
Yeah. Where we should be able to feel comfortable saying what we feel, how we feel, no matter what. Because it's honest. It's honestly how you feel. It's honestly what you think. It's honestly your opinion. And it's every time I give my opinion and it's being shut down.
That's what freedom is. The ability to think and feel the way
you want to feel.
And that's not a constitutional right. That's a human right. That's a spiritual right. You know, you can't tell a bull not to be mad.
Right.
Or irritated or happy or joyful or grateful. Like, you can't control emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. You can't control, you can't destroy. You can't destroy energy. So we have to understand that, we have to deal with the problems, identify the problems so that we can create solutions and implement them and execute them. And do what we came here to do, is to ultimately become the greatest version of ourselves so that we can be a greater source of help to uplift and do the same for everyone in humanity.
Mm-hmm.
This show is about human growth, as I said earlier, with as individuals, but as a society. The uplift. And, I think this show it was the first episode, at least, has, been successful. I think we properly introduced ourselves and definitely clarified the objectives and the point of the show and what it is and who we are and, gave the viewers something to think about, as is the objective of every episode, is to leave you with a thought that motivates and inspires more thought, because thought creates reality, and once we can create the right thoughts, we can create the right reality. We can do it.
Absolutely. We can do it. So you can definitely reach out to us and comment on our Instagram page. We have a We Can Do It page. It's We Can Do It 101. You can find us on Instagram. My Instagram page is breezy.universe on Instagram. Where can we find Cedar Way?
You can find me at Cedar Way on Instagram, and you can also find me at We Can Do It 101 on Instagram.
So in closing remarks, we just implore you again to, think about yourself. Who are you? And go from there. And grow from there.
Yep. Knowing who you are is the first step to solving the problem of this world today. Once we all figure out who we are as individuals, figure out what our purpose is, and we implement and execute our purpose and do it to the greatest of our ability, and we inspire others to do the same. Together, as individuals, collectively, as a society, as a world, we can do it.
Exactly. Also, too, before we go, we will be back Friday, 9 p.m. I'm sorry, I was about to say 9 a.m. Friday, 9 p.m. with Cedar Way.
Our next topic is, what do you value? What's important to you? Your values. What do you hold true to your heart? What do you care most about in life? That's the next topic.
Yep. So stay tuned on Friday, 9 p.m. for a conversation about what we hold dear to our hearts, our values, our morals, our integrities, all of those good things that keep us solid on the inside and out to the world too. Because if you're solid with yourself, then you should be solid with everybody else. So, that is a good topic, and we will be talking about that come Friday at 9 p.m. So stay tuned in. It was an absolute pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure to do this. It was a great experience. And I look forward to speaking with you guys on Friday at 9 p.m.
All right. Have a great week, and see you next time on the We Can Do It show.
Yep. We can do it.